Welcome to the July 2025 Vini Curiosity Wine Club case preview. Tasting is on the 24th of July at 7 p.m. If you don't have the small bottle tasting home kit and you would like one, go to bat.wine, look up Wine Club, grab one. Don't have to be a member of the Wine Club. There are some available. It's going to be a fantastic taste. You're about to find out why you should do it anyway. It's great. Anyway, to give you an idea of what you're getting, those of you who are Wine Club members, for those of you who are not and would like to be, to give you an idea what you either are missing or that you will be getting and tempted to getting, whatever works for you. Anyway, we'll kick off. This time, 2 whites, because it's summertime, slip a rosé in there as well, and 3 reds. So it's quite southern dominated, this one, with of course 1 Nebbiolo in there, because otherwise the world would be falling apart. So we kick off with Feudo Montoni's Grillo. Grillo is a fascinating grape. A lot of people see it as a sort of the backbone behind Masala, and I suppose it is today. But historically, it's a relatively new grape type. It's quite a new crossing. It's a crossing of Catarratto and Moscato. So it's quite a new thing. It's a new thing that really works. I mean, arguably, this is just one of the great grapes for Sicily today. It makes beautifully aromatic, fresh, super clean wines. And this one is, I love what Fabio and Melissa are doing. So biodynamic farming in the vineyards. Winemaking is absolutely immaculate. It's in a very small area. The winery is, oh God, it's in the middle of nowhere. So you fly into Palermo, you drive south, and once you think you're in the middle of nowhere, you keep going a little bit further and you're in even more the middle of nowhere, and you arrive at Feudo Montoni. They're handgrafting Vitis vinifera into native roots, native vines. I've never seen anything like it. It's absolutely fantastic. So super precise artisan vineyard work, beautiful winemaking in the cellar, and the Grillo, I think this is one of the great Grillos. It's just a fantastic wine. What could be better? Well, maybe Gennaro's Campo Flegrea could be better. Maybe. Depends what you like. This again, super interesting wine. Fly into Naples. Keep travelling west, and just before you drop into the sea, you see an extinct volcano in front of you that is surrounded by housing and all sorts. And you're in what are they called? I forgot what they're called now. It'll come back to me in a moment. Upside down volcanoes where the sulphur bubbles up through the rock and through the sea and through everywhere. So incredibly volcanic rich terroir, mixed with sand, so phylloxera never got stuck in here. So the Falanghina that Gennaro has at Cantine del Mare is ungrafted. So this is super unusual. You hardly get anywhere in Europe which is ungrafted rootstock. The vines are between 40 and 90 years old, and they're from 7 different little sites. And the reason why they're from 7 different vineyards is because if you make wine at the Campo Flegrea, you've got real problems. It's also where people in Naples like to live too. So it's a housing area which also has vineyards. There are very few large vineyards, and Gennaro certainly doesn't have any of them. So getting to them, incredibly hard. It's the most mad place to make wine. All of these vineyards have views of the sea. They're all on this volcanic rock. This is the objective behind this wine, is to make an absolutely pure Campo Flegrea wine. So they're salt, sand, intensity, no sand. Ignore that word. Salt, good, no sand. Super freshness, super clean, brilliant with things like mussels and any seafood. I've put down a recommendation as having it with mozzarella with just some fresh olive oil and just some squeeze of lemon, maybe a bit of salt. Fantastic. Anyway, those are the 2 whites. The rosé is from Paolo Petrilli, King of Tomatoes. This is something totally different. So this is Nero di Troia is the grape type, which is the vine that is grown in the north of Puglia. And the way that Paolo makes it is he's not trying, he loves rosé, loves the pink. He's not trying to make a Provence style one which just has no character and is just angular and thin and direct. This is one where the fruit has been allowed to expand a bit. There's some fermentation in barrel with no temperature control, which is not really what you expect from a rosé. But also in stainless steel, so different parts of the wine are made in different ways. It's still a tiny production, but it's something totally. For me, the raspberry fruit has come through, and even though it is technically bone dry, it just has a lovely opulence of flavour. It's a proper wine, as opposed to just being something which you chill down and is barely drinkable, which so much rosé is today. But zero residual, glorious fruit. So it's just one of the great rosés I've tasted in a while. So I really want to know what you think of it, actually. It's exciting. And then we go to his red wine made from the same grape. See where I'm going here. So we've had a super interesting Grillo. Then we've gone to Falanghina. Then we've gone to Nero di Troia Rosé. And now we're doing a Nero di Troia Red. And the Nero di Troia Red is fermented in open oak barrels. No temperature control, aged in barrique. It's the 2022 vintage, which is just beautiful. It's a magnificent wine. It really is. Only 13% alcohol. So, for Puglia, these are relatively low alcohol wines because Paolo likes that style of wine. He's more of a frustrated Burgundy producer than a classic Pugliese producer. His wines are marked by their elegance and detail. They're astonishing wines, actually. And then I've probably made a mistake, actually. Then we go to Antoniolo's Gattinara. So I put a Piemonte in the middle of two Pugliese. I think when the tasting comes, wine number 5 we'll probably drink at the end after the two Pugliese, or maybe before. Who knows? Anyway, it will be wine number 5. It will be fantastic. It's from the 2018 vintage, highly regarded as a bit of a disaster, really, in in Piemonte. It wasn't a disaster. It was just a different vintage. So, 2018 was a hot year, but also it had patches of torrential rain, actually, flooding. But bad rain. It also had patches of high humidity. So the vines had periods where the growth just went crazy. I've heard reports of 15, 20 centimetres of growth in a day. And that was in the Langhe or the Monferrato. Up in the Alto Piemonte, not quite so crazy. Not quite so crazy. And here at Antoniolo, this is the San Francesco vineyard. So Antoniolo, a very old school Gattinara producer. Gattinara, the largest, they're the most important of the DOCGs, or the Nebbiolo wines in the Alto Piemonte, so the northern part of Piemonte. So the grape is the same as the Langhe, so as Barolo and Barbaresco, but here it's being grown on volcanic soils rather than being grown on limestone. And the difference is astonishing. And if any of you have been to Gattinara, you look up from the town of Gattinara and you see the tower up on the hill, and then you see the church beside it. And by the church is the old castle, and that's Le Castelli. So that's one of Antoniolo's vineyards, is Castelli. And then you look a little bit further over the valley on the other side, and that's also San Grato, which is incredibly steep bastard of a vineyard to work. And behind the castle is San Francesco. So those are the 3 main sites that Antoniolo have. And for me, San Francesco is often the best, actually. Osso's always brilliant, and that's one that's regarded as one of the great Nebbiolos of Italy. It's an incredible wine. But San Francesco 18, it's really exciting. Because what I love about what 18 did is the tannins are more controlled. So there's no hardness to any of them, but they're there. The acidity's still there. There's a freshness to it. it's Nebbiolo that you can drink now. You know, I'm finding it hard to see a downside to any of that. It's really, really good. So I'm looking forward to tasting it with you. It's going to be great. Now, then we go to Plantamura. And Plantamura, I've just loved selling their wine. It's been great. And I've never done this wine for you before. I've never looked at doing the Riserva before. And I'll tell you what got me so excited about 2019 Riserva is it's a Riserva that has no oak aging at all. So the red wines, the Gattinara is aged in oak, Botte Grande, so in large barrels. The Troia, the Nero di Troia, is aged in barrique. So we've gone small barrel, large barrel, no barrel. So I've almost done the tasting backwards in terms of logic. But this is Primitivo. And I've always had this sneaky suspicion. Primitivo doesn't really need oak at all. And now this has been proved for me. I'm about to find out if there's proof for you as well. So this is 40, 50-year-old Primitivo vines, organically grown, but Plantamura are kind of beyond organic. You know, the authorization is unimportant for a company that just lives natural. They're proper artisan natural winemakers. However you want to put it, the term natural is very confusing, but they're just people who love to work with nature and love to do things properly. They don't have to fight. You don't need to use synthetic chemicals to bring things around because it's not important. Everything's here already. And this for me is this is one of I am not the biggest Primitivo drinker in the world, and this for me is one of the you can tell. Chet's got a cork out of this one, which is because I'm going to finish this one off for my supper with Emma and Rosie tonight. So magnificent wine. Really looking forward to having the tasting with you, because this is, all the Vini Curiosity cases are put together with love and passion, and I just want to give you something you get excited about. This one, I think it's a great one. It's a really good one. They're all great, but this one's really good. So 24th of July is the tasting. Wines will be delivered the Tuesday before. If you've got any questions at all, just drop me a line. It'll be a pleasure to see you. Okay, all the best. Bye.